chose a bucket or a biscuit tin after watching our how to build your drum video, this is going to be the intermediate version of how to make your drum wearable. One thing to pay attention to is if you chose the more advanced version of that one, the one in which we build the drum skin, you want to do this step before you place your drum skin over your bucket. Okay, so let's get started by getting our string, measuring around our hips like this, making sure that there's plenty of string left in front of us, so we're not short on string. And again, around the hips, not the waist, so we have more width of that string. Bring it back around and you're gonna measure that double. So we have 2 strings of the same length, so twice the length of string, like that. Once you find that measurement, you can even make it a little bit longer if you want to. Grabbing your scissors, cut that string there, go to the end, and then cut it again so you have 2 pieces of string like this. And at this point we are going to make a few knots on towards one end of that string, and you're going to see why we're doing that. And we want to layer those knots, so we're not making several knots apart from each other. We are making that one original knot thicker so it doesn't go through the hole that we're going to puncture on our drum. So just go for it. You're gonna do that as many times as you need to. It's quite chunky in that end. And after you do, depending on the width of your hole, you might need to do a few more. But I'm just getting that ready to go before we get to that stage. So you go ahead and do that. Do the same, repeat that on the other piece of string towards one end again. You're gonna place our strings to the side. And we're gonna bring our bucket over. So we're gonna mark the holes on the bucket. One thing you want to identify first though is which area of your drum you're using to play. If you're building your skin, this is going to be the playing surface. The playing area is the wider one. If you're not placing the skin over, which is the other option we're giving you on the other video, you're going to flip it over and that's going to be the top of your drum where you're going to play. So pick which one it is, identify it. For me, I'm going to go for the more advanced one on this one, and I'm gonna use any bulging parts. I'm gonna use that to put them to the side so it's not sitting against my body. Place your 4 fingers like so and mark an X on that point. So those 4 fingers are there to help us mark so it's not too high. If that marker, the hole is too high, once we put the string through, it's gonna flip the drum over. Now we're gonna grab one of the pieces of strings and just use your finger to just press this, keep that string in place on that side and bring it straight across to the opposite side of your bucket. Doesn't matter how far down you're gonna go at first, don't have to be super exact. We just wanna make sure that at this stage is just marking a point straight across from that original one. You can flip your bucket around, let go of that side, keep your finger there, and then just again mark the 4 fingers where it's gonna end and make your X on that side. So now we know we have roughly 1 point across from the other and both of them 4 fingers down. So that should give us enough stability for our drum. Now it's time to make our holes on the drum. We're gonna grab your candle, your nail, and your cloth. We're not gonna be using any drill, so it's easier and simpler to do it. I'm gonna put that to the side for now and just get your candle going. And as it's a candle, smaller flame, we have more control of it. So we don't want to bring anything that has super strong flames or wild flames for this one. Grabbing your cloth, you're going to use that cloth to protect your fingers and just hold the nail like so. I'm going to place that to the side slightly. Make sure your bucket is in range and you can see where your markers are. So you're going to hold your nail over the flame just long enough that you start to feel some warmth. It doesn't really have to be that long, really. You see, once you play around with it, you become more familiar with how long you need to hold your nail. Again, if you have thicker nail, you're gonna need to hold your nail in the flame longer. If you have a larger piece of metal in that space, myself, I prefer to use a thinner nail and I just do circles to widen that hole. So once your nail is hot enough, you're just gonna lightly press down through the middle of the X, and then, like I said, make those circles so you widen in the row so it's wide enough that your string can go through it. You can just repeat that. If your hole is not wide enough, you can go for it again, get your nail there again, and then make it a little bit wider, solely up to you. So let's do that again. Put the opposite side or the same side. If you need to make it a bit wider, just watch out for the cloth, a piece of material here. It's not be too close to the flame either. So obviously you want to be with a parent if you're a kid doing this. There you go. So once it's warm enough, you're going to flip the bucket over to the opposite side, gently press it down, make circles with it so it's wide enough for your piece of string. And once we've done that, you can put your candle away, and let's get ready to put our pieces of strings through. Grabbing the first one, remember that knot that we've done before. So we want that knot to be on the inside of the drum, which means that we're going to use the side of the string that doesn't have a knot. You're going to bring that through, and if you need, you can use your nail. That should be cool by now to just help you push it through, like so. And just drop mine inside. There you go. You can do a little like we are sewing to make that string a little bit thinner, and you're gonna push that through. Use your nail if you need to help the whole string to go through. Bring it through the opposite side and push it all the way across, like that. And you want to do a little test. Tug it gently there, or tug even a little bit more than gently, so you're sure that you have enough knot on that end that the string is not going through. So now we're just going to repeat that on the opposite side. And we have 2 strings there on either side that is going to support you. The last step now is to tie around your back. So you can adjust. I'm sitting here over the table, but if you're not, you can adjust wherever you are, and just make sure you tie it in a way that you can untie it easily. So a lace, so you don't have to cut that string and do this whole process all over again. You can tie and untie as many times you want. So there you go, ready to go, and I can just place my skin here on top of this drum, or if you've done any of the other versions, you're ready to rock away and drum.
For all information on tuning with Katumba, including activities, timetable, and how you can get involved, check out our website at www.katumba.co.uk/tune-in.